or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
For the Record. 1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees. So fair. Today is Wednesday, the 14th day of August 2024. Right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands, we do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on our roads, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we do wish you a speedy recovery. As well, those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a belated happy birthday, whichever is applicable. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shoutouts brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shoutouts. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. I'm going to dispense with further introductions this morning because we do have guests in the studio and we have a very, very tight schedule for them this morning as well. So on this segment of For the Record, we will be talking about the first annual Financial Literacy Youth Summer Workshop that is taking place on August 20th and 21st. That conversation will take place with Miss Patricia Estwick, who is the CEO of the Cayman Islands Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union. Also in the studio with me, none other than Miss Lisa Galbraith, who's the manager for new accounts at the credit union as well. So from here on, we, rather than using that long title, we will just refer to the organization as the credit union. So without any further ado, I want to say good morning, ladies. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Cayman.
And you ladies are going to tell us about another exciting feature of our credit union, something that is taking place for the summer. It is the first one, so the first one will always, they say you never get the opportunity to make a second impression. It's always the first impression and hopefully this one will be that way as well. So let's talk about the whole concept of financial literacy, and then talk about the program that you have designed and your target audience as well.
Thank you. We are, as a credit union, we adhere to 7 international principles. 2 of them are financial literacy for our members and the community that we serve, as well as concern for our community, which incorporates donations and sponsorships of community events. So we thought that, well, just to say, I've been in this role for 7 years, and the credit union has always participated in or provided financial literacy for our members. We do that before when they join. Lisa and her team talk to them about the importance of savings. When they come for a loan, we do that in terms of advising them and helping them to qualify for a loan. We also do that when they get in trouble and they're overextended themselves, and part of the requirement is that they actually have to do a counseling session. And fortunately, unfortunately, it's mostly with me. And I have to sometimes just have a discussion with them, going back as far as the first time they had an impression of money, and how, if they could make a connection to how that resulted in where they are today. So I wanted to say just very quickly before Lisa goes into the program, is that as parents, we teach our children so many things, to potty train, about our bodies, how to tell time, how to read, how to say please and thank you, how to address older people as aunties and uncles. But a lot of us don't teach them about money and about how to use money and how to use money that it will benefit us and that will keep us out of trouble. So some of the things that some of us did teach our children was how to, things like how to earn money from chores. I don't know, we'll see if you had to do any chores or if you got money for it. I had to do a lot of chores, but I didn't get any money for it.
So did I as well. In Cubs and Scouts, you had to do a good turn every day. And the whole idea was you did that good turn, but you didn't receive any compensation and financial compensation for it.
Well, as a parent, I used to have a whole list of chores on the fridge during the summer, and the reason why I put it on the fridge, because I know parents can relate to that. Every minute the children are in the fridge, so I would put a list there of what they could do and how much they could earn, and the highest earning chore was to read a book. Other than washing your own cup. So but we need to be more focused on how we talk to our children, or the impression that we give them about money. Our impression can form a positive reaction, or it can form a negative reaction. Just think about how much you complain about not having enough money. A lot of children are very intuitive and they can realize your situation. But if you're not explaining it to them, if you're not showing it to them in a positive way, they get in trouble later in life. So this program that we're doing, starting with 11 to 14-year-olds that Lisa will explain in a minute, this is to help us set a better foundation for our children and form a better impression of how to save, how to invest, and what to invest in. And so we're hoping that our members and non-members in the community will register their children. So I'll hand over to Lisa to talk about the program now.
Okay, and Miss Lisa, when you're talking about it as well, if you could, I'm sure that many of our listening audience out there are curious, those who do not already have accounts for their youngsters are curious to know at what age can you actually open an account for a minor as well.
Okay, thanks for that, OC. Maybe I'll answer that first. So once your child is born, so pretty much from zero, you can open an account for your child. The only thing that we would need would be the birth certificate to show the connection to them and the parent. So youth member is birth to 17 years old, and it's opening a savings account. Once the child is 18 years old, then we do something called a youth conversion.
Okay.
And then we would open a shares account for them, which would make them eligible to earn shares at that time.
Earn dividends.
Dividends from the
Dividends
shares.
at that from their shares account, at that time. So I'll go ahead and touch on the program as Ms. Pat mentioned. So the workshop details is we have 2 sessions, one on the 20th and one on the 21st. Both days are 8:30 to 4:15. However, we're only requesting that they register for one because we will be covering the same details each day.
Okay.
The location is at the Vault Compass Center on 319 Shedden Road. Lunch will be provided for the attendees on that day. The registration for members are $50. Non-members are $75. And then some of the key topics that will be covered by our visiting financial
literacy consultant.
From Barbados.
From Barbados.
From Barbados. So we're actually bringing in someone from overseas.
Okay.
Ms. Pat can probably give you a little bit more information on her.
She's part of our credit union regional family. So one of the other principles of credit unions is called collaborative and sharing. So therefore, if we have a need and they can provide it, then we share. So she's coming here to provide this session for us, the morning session for us on both days.
And I would imagine that since credit unions are so popular, especially in the Eastern Caribbean as well as in the U.S. and all over
the world,
they have the requisite expertise and probably programs in place similar to what you're introducing here.
Yeah, I'm asking. Her bio is on our website. We have a page for financial literacy, and I'm encouraging the parents to log on to creditunion.ky to hear to see what her credentials.
And again, for our audience, can you repeat why is it so important that youngsters know about money management, about saving habits, about financial planning? Things are getting more and more complicated. There are certain jurisdictions who feel like they don't believe that their children will have the ability to own a home simply because of the way that the economics are working now as well. So this is going to be tailored towards the Cayman Islands environment, the environment that you live in.
Absolutely. OC, we see at the credit union, we see the effects of poor financial literacy and poor financial planning. And we do our best to try to assist our members. Some members are extremely savvy and understand how it works, and they reap the benefits. And other members are struggling because they didn't have the right foundation. And you're right especially about the housing. It's for some of our members, the average housing price is unreachable. And so we have to start early with our children to teach them about investing, to teach them about whether it's a new $70,000 car and your first job versus a piece of land. I remember back when the civil service was first formed in the 70s, when I was one, that my cousin, she came out of high school and she decided to go to work. And the first thing that her mother did was to help her to buy a piece of land where she could pay down bit by bit until she owned it. And then she couldn't afford to go to the bank. The banks weren't lending to civil servants. So what she did then was she started the foundation. She worked until she did the foundation herself. Then she got it to the Belton. And that is when the banks would lend civil servants loans. But the concept is that she started with land, not a car. And so she was able to build up her assets and build up her wealth through property and saving as well. So
so she started with something that appreciates rather than depreciates.
Exactly.
As well.
$70,000 car, 20% depreciation when you drive off the lot.
Yes.
We're not saying that you shouldn't get a car. What we're saying is at different stages of your life, that might not be your best option.
Yes.
And that is what this workshop will be talking about.
Okay, folks, we're talking to the CEO of the credit union, Miss Patricia Estwick, also the manager of new accounts, Miss Lisa Galbraith. We're speaking about the financial literacy youth summer workshops that are taking place on August 20th and 21st at the Vault at the Compass Center. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we will talk more about this youth summer workshops on financial literacy. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
The 1700s proved to be a very important century to the Cayman Islands. Permanent settlement of Grand Cayman began with a few families, most notably the Boddens. Between 1734 and 1742, 5 land grants in Grand Cayman were made by the governor of Jamaica. At this time, mahogany and logwood were exported to Jamaica. In 1780, William Eden, a mariner and early English settler, established a cotton and mahogany plantation in Savannah's Pedro Bluff and built St. James, now known as Pedro St. James Castle, a remarkable building for that period and the only house on Grand Cayman to survive a devastating hurricane of 1784. In 1794, the wreck of the 10 sails occurred, and Cayman's most popular legend of how the island became tax-free was born. In 1798, the governor of Jamaica appointed the first magistrate in Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorothy Drive, Industrial Park.
You can now renew your driver's license or motor vehicle license online, and you don't need an ESID number. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Visit www.dvdl.gov.ky.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning the CEO of the Cayman Islands Credit Union, Ms. Patricia Estwick, and also the manager for new accounts, Ms. Lisa Galbraith. We're talking about the Financial Literacy Youth Summer Workshop taking place on August 20th and 21st of this year. It will take place at the Vault Compass Center, which is on 319 Shedden Road. And if you want any more local description of it, opposite the old Beatman's gas station, as well. So I'm going to throw the mic back over to the ladies. Ladies?
Okay, so thanks for that. So some of the key topics that will be covered, and this will be done by our own credit union staff members, would be psychology of money, consumer skills, budgeting, credit, savings, and then by SEMA, we have some staff members which will be from the Currency Board and the Anti-Money Laundering Unit, and they'll be discussing Cayman Islands currency and the anti-money laundering for kids. We just want to say that, they'll all be tailored for youth to ensure that it is interactive and styled to keep them busy, because we are catering to kids ages 11 to 14. Registration has been extended until the 16th for only the 21st, as the 20th has been sold out.
Already
so
sold out.
It's full.
Wow.
But there's a few spots left for the 21st. So we're just encouraging our members or non-members to register their kids for that session prior to the 16th.
And Elsie, I just want to thank the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority for jumping in to co-sponsor this workshop with us.
Great.
And I think that their role in the regulatory role is very important for our children to understand, and especially when it comes to anti-money laundering and to our currency. With anti-money laundering, our kids need to understand from early that this will play a role throughout their life in the financial world. So we thank them for helping us out with this workshop. We also will have our staff talking about from youth to growing with us through the years. So from youth to retire after retirement. And we will have some, as Lisa said, some interactive session and games that we play with them and explaining to them how they can most benefit from using the credit union throughout their life, like you did and I did.
Yes, yeah. So would you have anyone there giving any testimonials to the young people, like maybe an older person or one of their peers who is already a member of the credit union and seeing the benefits, of financial literacy?
Look at you. You should have been in the planning. now, I'm hoping the staff are listening and they're calling members to come and do testimonials.
Yes.
Because we had I don't know, like my children, I opened their accounts from when they were 1. So they've been with the credit union throughout. So and a lot of parents have done that. Yes. We have quite over 10% of our membership are under the age of 18.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's great.
Yeah. So we know that a lot of parents are registering their children.
Sorry, Ms. Pat. We just wanted to also include that we'll be doing some raffle prizes.
Okay.
Some iPads, some
wow.
gift cards, some portable phone chargers, and of course, $25 credit union youth savings certificate. So we are tailoring that to our youth, and we're encouraging them to become members of the credit union.
Excellent, excellent. And again, before we go, because I know people will be sending messages after inquiring about the location, the time, and the slots that are available, and who can register for it as well. Can we repeat that before?
Sure. So children ages 11 to 14, and registration is for members $50, for non-members $75. The date and times of the workshops are, I'm just going to say the 21st of August, 8:30 to 4:15, as the 20th is sold out. The location is at the Vault Compass Center, and we just ask parents to participate and take use of this opportunity for their kids to gain from it.
And the registration for those few slots that are left for the 21st has been extended until the 16th of August.
Yes, correct.
And we're asking the parents to drop them off before 8:30 so we can get out early. We can get started on time.
And this is one of those situations where you're not necessarily requiring the parent to remain with the child.
No, just to thank you for saying that. Because we're off-site, we will have our security there, as well as some of our staff who will help each presenter, especially to organize a game. So we'll have 3 or 4 staff members on site as well as security.
Okay. So, anything else you want to repeat before we go? Before you leave us?
We just encourage you to register your child and to give them the kind of foundation to help them get a good start with financial management and debt management.
Well, based on what you've told us so far, it seems as if this is going to be a resounding success as far as registration is concerned. 20th already fully booked out, as well. And it will also give those persons in the regulatory field the opportunity to explain to the youngsters when they have to fill out all of these forms and stuff like that, when the frustration sets in, why that is absolutely necessary. Because I believe if they learn it early, then when they get older, they won't feel as frustrated having to, to do as well. Well, Miss Lisa, Miss Pat, I want to wish you all the success. After I've heard about all those prizes and stuff, I was wondering whether or not I should just delay my my vacation and come, and maybe I could win some. But I unless you have a workshop, financial literacy for older persons, then I would qualify for that one.
And we will in October do an International Credit Union Week.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, we will.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Folks, we've reached the top of the hour, our 8 o'clock news. When we return, we will have Dr. Steve McField in the studio with us. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time by Price Right is a minute after 8.
Shop happy at the Live Better sale, now on at the new look Priced Right.
Save $50 on the Ninja Creamy Deluxe Ice Cream Maker, now just $219.99.
Or transform your living space with the Samsung 55-inch QLED 4K Frame Smart TV for $899.99. Save $100.
And get 15% off all patio sets.
Happiness is finding quality products at great prices.
Shop happy at Priced Right. Price is good until 3rd August 2024.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Caymanbrack and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm April Cummings. The Ministry of Health and Wellness says it has been made aware that a number of patients have been experiencing, quote, difficulty in contacting the Center for Women, Family and Child Health at Caribbean Plaza on West Bay Road. In a statement released Tuesday, the ministry advised patients who need access to their personal medical records from the facility email appointments at forhealth.ky directly to request their records. The ministry also provided a link to a form that current patients of the Center for Women, Family and Child Health can use if they can't access their records or are not able to reach the facility but still need assistance with the continuity of their care. We'll be posting the link on our website at radiocayman.gov.ky this morning and sharing it on our Facebook page. If you aren't able to access the form, you can contact mohhelp@gov.ky with the name of the patient and contact information only. You're advised not to give any medical information. You may also call 936-86112 Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. until Tuesday, the 30th of September. This is particularly encouraged for pregnant women, patients being investigated for possible illness, and those waiting on screening tests. A comprehensive marine survey of the Cayman Islands Exclusive Economic Zone, or EEZ, is underway. SCIT TV's Simon Boxall explains this survey is being led by U.S.-based ocean mapping company Saildrone.
This important initiative aims to update the Cayman Islands nautical charts for safer navigation and to support crucial decision-making for sustainability, climate resilience, maritime security, and disaster response. The survey is funded by London and Amsterdam Trust Company Limited, highlighting a strong example of philanthropy and public-private sector partnership. The survey will cover several key areas, including coastal waters up to 12 nautical miles offshore, major fishing banks like the 12-Mile Bank and the Cayman Trench. Once complete, the data will be evaluated by the UK Hydrographic Office and used to update nautical charts.
And Simon adds those results will be shared with various government agencies such as the Cayman Islands Coast Guard and Port Authority. And a couple of cruise ships are scheduled to be in port today. The Norwegian Jade and Carnival Horizon are listed at caymanport.com. The Norwegian Jade has a passenger capacity of 2,400 and the Carnival Horizon 4,716. So that's a potential 7,116 folks in port today. That's your local news at this hour. I'm April Cummings. Now let's check in with the BBC for stories making headlines around the world.
BBC News. The Constitutional Court in Thailand has dismissed the Prime Minister for what it called a gross breach of ethics. Srettha Thavisin has been in office for less than a year. The court ruled that he'd violated the Constitution by appointing a minister who'd served time in jail. The decision threatens to destabilise Thailand's governing coalition. Belgorod has become the second Russian border region to be placed under a state of emergency as Ukraine continues its military offensive in neighbouring Kursk. The incursion is now in its 9th day. German media say an arrest warrant has been issued for a Ukrainian man suspected of blowing up 2 Nord Stream pipelines in the Baltic Sea. The pipelines, which transported gas from Russia to Germany, were targeted after Russia began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The MSF medical charity says there's a risk that the last hospital in the Sudanese city of Al Fasher will have to close because of intensive bombardment. Paramilitaries have been trying to capture the city for weeks. Talks on the conflict have started in Geneva, despite the refusal of the Sudanese army to take part. Chinese investigators have uncovered widespread corruption in the state-run funeral sector. Last week, a scandal erupted over the theft and sale of corpses. A senior member of the former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's political party has been arrested on charges of conspiracy to create unrest. Jahangir Kabir was taken into custody after a leaked phone conversation, allegedly with the former Prime Minister, went viral on social media. French prosecutors are investigating alleged online harassment of the Algerian boxer Iman Khalif during the Paris Olympics. Khalif was at the centre of a high-profile gender row at the Games. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. Don't lie on your resume. Because if you say you've got trapeze experience, someone might shoot you out of a cannon and expect you to do a gymnast routine while flying through the air at 82 miles an hour. And just because you want to land on your feet doesn't mean you will. But if you're smart, you'll have CG medical insurance, so you get the best coverage for the price.
Get the best coverage for the price. CG Brit-K. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The Business Buzz. Each and every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. Brought to you by
Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services.
And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
The 8 a.m. weather update. Brought to you by
CG Brit-K, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the very latest weather report. Current temperature is 86 degrees. Relative humidity is 75%. The barometric pressure is 29.93 inches and rising. The wind is northeast at 8 knots. Overnight low temperature was 84 degrees. Synopsis indicate light to moderate northeasterly winds and seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours due to a weak pressure gradient across the northwest Caribbean. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman area moving southwest. The National Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on Tropical Storm Ernesto, which at last check was located at 19.6 north, 67.2 west. It's about 85 miles northwest of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Ernesto is moving northwest at 16 miles per hour, with a maximum sustained winds of 70 miles per hour. This storm poses no immediate threat to the Cayman Islands. Now, the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and possible thunder, and temperatures will rise to the low 90s, with a heat index near 109 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and temperatures falling to the low 80s tonight. Your winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. We're presently at a high tide. The next low tide will be this morning at 11:31, with a high tide again tonight at 7. The sun will set this evening at 6:52 and will rise tomorrow morning at 7 minutes after 6. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Saturday morning.
We were on the edge of a breakthrough. I knew the substance was extraterrestrial, but I didn't realize.
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with managing my insurance?
Well, long story long, the entire lab exploded, and the radioactive sludge went everywhere. I ended up in the hospital for a few weeks, but I was able to manage everything with the CG online portal.
The online portal. Safe, convenient, simple. CG Brit-K. Good like that.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Undetected ear, nose, and throat problems can impede a child's overall progress in school and affect their physical, emotional, and social well-being. Pediatric ENT screening can help safeguard children's well-being and growth. An ENT checkup is a comprehensive examination of the ears, nose, and throat, looking for abnormalities or potential health problems. Untreated ENT problems can lead to recurrent infections, hearing loss, developmental delays, and impaired academic performance. By identifying and addressing these issues promptly, you can ensure better health outcomes and support the overall development of children.
Parents, financial literacy is a major part of your children's future success. The credit union is pleased to partner with the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority and global financial consultant Marcia Armstrong to offer the first annual Financial Literacy Youth Summit workshops run August 20th or August 21st at the Compass Vault. Topics and interactive games will cover money management, the importance of budgeting, saving habits, financial planning, anti-money laundering, and much more. The cost is $50 for credit union members and $75 for non-credit union members, and includes complimentary lunch snacks and raffle prizes. Spaces are limited, so register your child today. For more details and to sign up, visit creditunion.ky or call 949-8415. That's 949-8415. Empower your child with the right financial skills they need for a secure future.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning. Let's take a look at what's happening on our roads. Coming from the east on Crew Road, heading to Georgetown, expect some delays as traffic is steady. And steady traffic coming off of Bobby Thompson Way and continuing on to Huldah Avenue. As we look to the east on Shamrock Road and Rex Creighton Boulevard, flowing moderately in both directions. Steady traffic on the Linford Pearson Highway. Owen Roberts Drive, light to moderate traffic flow, and into Georgetown on Shedden Road looking pretty good. And out of Georgetown on Shedden Road, moderate flow of traffic. And traffic flowing moderately in both directions on Godfrey Nixon Way and Easton Avenue. If you've seen accidents or incidents, please give us a call here at Radio Cayman 949-6990. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or tick it. Have a good morning and drive safe.
Summer's heating up, and so are the good times. Whether you are out on the water, enjoying the beach, or gathering with colleagues for an office bash, make it a feast to remember with Subway. From assorted sandwich platters to mouth-watering cookies, our catering menu has something for everyone. Perfect for groups of 5 or more. For food that's fresh, fast, and perfect for any occasion, choose Subway Catering. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
This is Sherry Ebanks, and I work in the financial services sector. I am concerned about how climate change is affecting our beautiful beaches. Sea level rise and changing wind patterns are worsening the erosion of our beaches, and warmer temperatures are causing more sargassum to reach our shores. When our beaches are degraded, our tourism sector and the livelihoods of Caymanians are put in jeopardy. To learn more about the climate risks to our islands, visit www.gov.ky/climate change policy.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I will now go back a little bit to my opening because we didn't do the birthday shout outs earlier, and we want to share those with you as well. So we have happy birthday today for to Salome and Miss Adina. And also belated happy birthday to Miss Francine Jackson. Belated happy birthday to her as well. Tomorrow we see that Mr. Nicholas Da Costa is celebrating a birthday, as well as Mr. Al Ebanks, the artist. Al, celebrating his birthday tomorrow also, so we want to wish them a happy birthday when it comes along. Nicholas Da Costa, artist Al Ebanks, and today we have Miss Salome and Miss Adina, and belated happy birthday greetings to Miss Francine Jackson as well. Folks, it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning, and I know some of our listeners, they're always asking, is Dr. McField on today? And, well, he is on today. So without any further ado, I want to say good morning to Dr. McField. How are you enjoying this summer? How's the heat, treating you, as well? And whether or not you have any plans for the summer?
Good morning, Mr. For the Record, and good morning to all your listeners in For the Record land, and those who listen to you Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and good morning to all those in the Cayman diaspora. Yeah, it's been a long time since I have been with you.
Yes, quite a while.
So I have been okay. I have been staying indoors mostly during the heat. I went out on one of my patios a couple of Saturdays ago, and the heat was so terrible. I almost passed out, sitting there and just sweating and so forth. So I stay in, and I make sure that I take my vitamin D's, to get the vitamins that I can't get from the sun, because I can't get stay out into the sun now. It's so terrible. I don't expect to go any place for the summer. I expect to stay home. I might travel in the fall, and I plan to go off at Christmas time. I know that my family, my immediate family is going to come down to visit me on and around the time is my birthday, and the whole. I'm trying to create a situation where I can get all of my family, as many as possible, for my birthday, for my birthday party. It'll be some several hundred of them.
I could imagine. Yes.
Yes. And I'm trying to find a venue that can hold all of us, and celebration is going to be like 2 or 3 days, because we're going to get people from overseas. I have a lot of family in Nicaragua and Cuba and Honduras, and in the United States and all over, and we're trying to coordinate for all of them to come to Cayman and sort of not only a holiday, but a sort of family reunion. To get in touch with all of the descendants of the old McFields who came out of the bottom town after emancipation. So that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm planning for this for the highlights of my years on Earth.
Okay,
that's going to be the highlight of my years here.
And then, of course, going to cooler climates, you have several options as well. You have Russia, your wife, from Russia. So if you want to go somewhere cool, you have your son in Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota and North Dakota.
Yes. As well. And then of course you have Canada. So when you want to get away,
have my daughter in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So. Actually, my wife is away now, and she's in Russia.
Okay.
And it takes a long time to get there because of the sanctions and all the conditions there. Before you could take a flight from here to London on British Airways, and then stop over in London for 2 hours, and then you run to Moscow.
Yeah.
And then from Moscow on to Siberia. Take a train to Siberia because I don't like to take the airplanes in Russia. I don't think they're very safe.
And of course, when it's cold, then it becomes even more. I shouldn't say dangerous because I don't want to.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous because I remember I'm going to visit my wife's family one time, and I took the flight from Moscow at 1:30 in the morning, going to Siberia, a place called Yekaterinburg. And when I got on the tarmac, they had these buckets of hot water with mops and so forth. And I said, "What are they doing?" And they say they're de-icing the wings. And I said, "Gee, that's not how it's done in States." Yeah. And I was very rigid for the whole flight. And but so I now take a train. The train is longer, but I'll take the train to go. And so she's over there now. Now you can't go from United States to Russia now. You can't fly directly.
Okay.
Or you can't fly from the British Isles directly. So if you go to the United States, you'll have to go to places like Saudi Arabia or Turkey or one of those other countries, and then you take the flight from there into Canada, into Russia. So it's difficult, but now they have started again a flight from Russia right straight to Cuba. The only thing, you have to overnight in Cuba and then take the flight the next evening to Moscow by Aeroflot.
Okay.
And that is something that they started a couple of months ago. So she was able to go from here to Cuba, and then from Cuba she's gone over there to Moscow, and then to her hometown. But it's very hot there now. I understand. Russia's very hot and humid. Yes. So I was not able to go this year because I just moved office into the Elizabethan Square, and that has not been sorted out yet. It takes months before you get resettled and people know where you are and stuff like that. So I'm waiting now till maybe next year. I'll go there next. I'll go there in the fall. Because it's good to wear all your winter gear.
Yes.
And put on your leather jackets and stuff like that, and your gloves and boots and stuff. Get out into the sunshine, into the snow. So that's what I plan to do. But I'm still good. I'm still healthy. Thank God for that. And eating good. Yes.
Excellent.
And still doing a lot of research.
Great.
And reading the newspaper and reading the news and keeping up with you and all your guests on the radio.
Now, as a member or former member of the Electoral Boundary Commission, with the decision that was made by Parliament, you haven't heard. No one has heard anything, about if and when they're seeking to impanel another Electoral Boundary Commission, and whether or not they would use the same individuals. Of course, the leader of the opposition gets a choice. The premier gets a choice, and the governor appoints the chairperson as well. You haven't received any feedback since the submission of the report?
No, and I'm glad you brought that subject up, because the Constitution says that once changes have been made, once it has been rejected, then a report has to be made into the Parliament by the Premier. I haven't seen that report done in Parliament. That is one of the procedures under the law that under the highest law in the land that has to be done. They have to come back with a report now. That has to be done, and then that has to be published, put in Parliament. The reason I heard that the minister says that the reason for rejecting a report is the lack of attendance, but that's not a reason that's not a legitimate legal reason for rejecting the report. I don't think they understand the role of the electoral boundary report. It's a commission that is independent of them. It is not responsible to any person. And the mandate and its mandate and terms of reference is written in the Constitution. So I don't know who else they are going to get that are going to give them something different, because it's all the terms of reference that the commission has to follow is written in the Constitution. It's a directive in the Constitution. So if a challenge would come, if a challenge would come, I think that it would be ultra virus, because it is the rejection of the report is not because you don't have attendance. We had meetings, we had public meetings, and there were people who came, and we made a report about what the public said. The fact that people didn't come out in masses to the meetings it has nothing to do with the commission. It has most to do with the politicians, because if the politicians were interested, they would have tell their people to come out to hear what we had to say and to give their opinion on what we were saying. But they chose to tell their people not to come out. But it doesn't surprise me, because from the beginning, we knew that the report was not going anywhere. Adriana and I said that it's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to like the fact that boundaries have to be changed according to the law. One politician came to one of the meetings, and he says, at the end of the night, when we have questions and answers, he said, you mean to tell me that I might lose some of my supporters? And I say, yes, you might lose some, and then some you might gain some somewhere else, because you have to shift the boundaries to comply with the Constitution of the Constitution, that the boundaries have to be as equal as possible within 5 or 10% of each other. And so you want it to stay the same, so that you can get elected with the same people, but that is not what the law says. And the problem I have in this country is that we have some people who are running the country who are responsible to uphold the law. They're not upholding the law at all. They're acting in ultra virus of the law, and they are not accepting what the Constitution say. And I can tell you, I don't have much respect for people like that at all.
They're thinking about their own political future and survival.
So I don't expect to be. I don't expect to be commissioned again to exercise the work that we did, and another commission not going to come up with the same thing.
But we're going to take a commercial break. But when we return, I want to talk about that, because I don't believe that you can just appoint any and everyone to Electoral Boundaries Commission, just like you can't appoint any and everyone to a work permit board, a business staffing plan board, a status and residency board, or any other statutory authority or board, simply because of your political affiliation. You have to be able to bring something to the table.
Yes.
And if you don't bring, in this particular case, it is important to bring some, something to the table. So, you have Dr. Hadley, who has the experience prior to...
International experience.
Right?
Go all over the world doing this.
Yeah. Prior to that, we had Mr. Dundas, Carl Dundas,
yes.
Who is an election expert. And now you have yourself and Miss Adriana, who have served prior to this as well, I believe. But we're going to take the commercial break. When we return, we're going to talk more about this because we still have to continue to hammer this home as well. Folks, don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. Dr. McField is in the studio this morning.
Yes, sir.
For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
The DVDL Customer Support Unit is now open. Customers can book appointments for written and driving tests through DVDL's hotline at 945-8344. That's 945-8344. Get your child ready for the new school year with Total Health in Grand Pavilion. Total Health's comprehensive back-to-school checkups include ENT, eye, and dental pediatric exams. Ensure your child's health with a complete health report card before school begins. Contact Total Health today at 333-2222 or visit totalhealth.ky to schedule your child's back-to-school checkup. Total Health, where wellness meets education, because every child deserves a healthy start.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning none other than Dr. Steve McField. Before we went to the commercial break, we were talking about the Electoral Boundary Commission report and the skill set and the knowledge and the experience that should be brought to the table if you are a member of that commission. Doc, back over to you.
Yeah, I was saying there are a long list of Caymanians of Caymanians, intellectual, educated Caymanians who have been carrying out the business of the commission for decades, like Mr. Arthur Hunter and Norman Borden and all of those good gentlemen.
Yes, I think Mr. Leonard Ebanks.
Yes.
Yeah, as well.
So you must remember now that I was selected by the government as the government representative on the committee. Ms. Adriana Webb was selected by the opposition. And Dr. Hadley from the Washington, D.C., who's an internationalist in this thing, was appointed by the governor. But it should not be difficult for Caymanians to read between the lines of what's happening. It's all self-proclaimed interests. Some of them are not interested in getting the opinions of their people, and it's all the same self-proclaimed narrative. It's proclaims exceptionalism, and there's no distinction, there's no debate in the center where the debate should take place, and they just ignore the directions of the Constitution. And the problem is that we're not going to get very far with people who do those things. Remember now, I was on a lot of doing a lot of work for the government. You remember now, I was also appointed as a chairman of the Permanent Residence and Status Board.
Right.
And when we started to clamp down on and shut the gates to some people for permanent residence and status, as the government wanted to do at the time, we kept the gate closed. We closed off a lot of the march of convenience, the things that you hear a lot about now in the newspaper. We uncovered that and we start to attack it. And we said, no, we're not going to allow you to stay here as a permanent residence and get status because of a sham marriage. We did that. We start taking away the residence of people who were not paying for their permanent residences.
And there were some notable people whose names never came to light.
Who never came to light. And I was also in the commission of inquiry into the point system, and that has gone nowhere. That is still up in the air. They have not called us back and asked us to give them their report. And so it seems to me that when Caymanians are in position where they can change things, they get rid of them. So here we are. We came back and we did what the Constitution said that we have to. We obeyed the Constitution, and we came back and said what we have to do, and now they scrapped it. And they say, oh, it's because a lot of people didn't come out to the meetings. What that has to do with the electoral boundary report? I mean, the people can't change what the Constitution says that has to be done after we did the review, and so everything is a big farce. Everything is self-proclaimed. Like I say, there's no debate. They ignore the Constitution. They ignore the reports that they have given, and they just walk off on their own. It's like the same, like what's happening now. I could not believe any first-year geography student would know that most ports in the world are not on the windward side of a country. Most first-year geography students will know that. Most ports in the world are not on the windward side of a country. The Americans built a port in Gaza.
Yes.
$300 million in only last a week or two.
They had to repair it. It got destroyed by storm.
Destroyed by storm. And to try to tell us that we should build a port on the windward side of an island where the island is below the sea level, and then you're going to cut down 40 and 50 feet into the island to bring the sea in for port. It's a stupid idea. And the people who came here, the engineers who came there, I didn't go to the meeting because I wasn't there. The people should have run them away from this country. They came here because they know that we are fool, and that we have a lot of money to spend, and that we will spend all kinds of money. And I am not saying that a port is not necessary. I am saying that to have the audacity to tell us that we can build a port, a mega port of that size, and on the southeastern side of the island, where the wind comes from, where the hurricane approach from first, is a dumb idea. It's a dumb idea, and the people who are proclaiming that is obviously not the brightest bulb in the Caymanian, and it is not the brightest bulb in the Caymanian chandelier.
Okay, we have a caller on the line. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
How could I resist the two of you this morning? Mr. McField, how are you doing, my friend?
Just upset that I live in a country where people don't understand the highest law of the land, where the Constitution that places the rules and regulations and on the pins how the country should operate, and when people that we elect and pay them, people who have the right to write their own paycheck, to define their own salary, and they're not listening to us and so forth, and not listening to convention and so forth. I just about to give up.
And I hear you, but my sage advice is, if I can call it that, is you are a student of history. You know, the Bible even tells you that no man is recognized in his own.
Prophet is not recognized in his own country. Yep.
And only history will determine what your contributions are. And history is not now; it's late. After it's all gone, that's when they recognize you. I did my best too, Steve, but I have no regrets. But they don't. But on that subject, I don't understand why that was a lame reason for not doing something or changing what you all brought, consulting with you all and whatnot and changing it. Steve, we still do not understand the power of the legislature, of Parliament, Steve. We don't, Steve. We don't understand that when people go out there to vote for you, they vote for you first as a representative, representing their views. Go and canvass your people, find out what they want, and go in Parliament and do that. That's what it's about, Steve. You know that. But when you sit down and do nothing, and then based on your own ideas, or they become like pin cushions. Every pin that sticks them leaves an impression. That is what the problem is. We need to make decisions based on what our people want. You need to try and canvass them somehow. And on this dock, see, I objected to the dock on methods, not principles, Steve. Now, politics is about objecting on methods, not principles. We all know that we need a dock. We all know that. So the principle was not contested. The methods of how we built it, we were proposing to build it, to fill in all of Georgetown. That's what I objected on, Steve. Now, I have said, well, you and I are old salts of the sea. We're seamen. They did one little stint out there as well, right?
9 months.
All over the world. It's either you build breakwaters and shelter it from the weather, or you put it on the lee. I wonder what people thought of those vestrymen of the time, Steve, who moved the dock from Baden Town, the first capital.
Yeah, exactly.
Over Georgetown. I wonder if they understand
exactly.
Because the prevailing winds are from that side. I wonder if they understand why I stood up against Joe Imperator and told him I was lay down from the first bulldozer. I don't remember all that. This should never go up this way. My alternative to the methods that they were using was for us to put it on pylons and go out there. The footprint of the destruction of the marine out there at the bottom would be contained to the pylons that you put it up on, Steve. And then you can build double roads in there so that people can walk, they can drive off, you can service the ships, whatever the case may be, and you do the same thing for the cargo dock. Why is it that this is a rocket science that we're talking about? Or why is it that everybody comes here, we listen to who is best suited to know what this country has been, needs, and what we want for the future? It is people like you, Steve McField, who buck out your toe down on Mary Street, off Mary Street. It's people like you know, COC buck is out right out there in the middle Georgetown to him.
Yeah, yes, and you would think that they would respect at least our experience and our academic achievements and our professions. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, the Compass posted long articles about 50 years ago when the first Caymanians received their law degrees. Mm-hmm. And you saw it there, myself and Mr. David Rich.
Yeah.
And so it's chronicled our experience and what we have done and our academic achievement and what we have done. And they just ignore us.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to you all about that academic that you just spoke of some months ago. People like you and David and Sam and Wayne, OC helped me. The one that what they call him, from right there on the side of in front of the glass house. That guy you own that farm now. Come on, you mean tell me? I hope you're not listening to that.
What's it? Samson Lloyd.
Lloyd. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, it should have been QC long time. They give it to anybody.
Yeah.
And the night people for I don't know whether they fart or something in Parliament, but if we not recognized, we are not recognized.
Yep.
And we like cursing the people who are members of Parliament. And what people need to do is go to them or the Parliament. Why they don't go to the House of Commons and see how dense they are up there? You think we're dense? How dense they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. McLean, we got to go to a commercial break. Got to go there. But I want to thank you for your comments. Please feel free to call back. We have a few more things that we want to cover. When we return, what I want to do, you heard Dr. McField speak about the fact that the rejection, the main reason, or one of the reasons for rejecting the report had to do with public consultation. Well, folks, the Electoral Boundary Commission report of 2010, right after our Constitution came into effect, I am going to give you the figures of the public meetings that were held, and there were 10 meetings that were held, and I'm going to give you the numbers. Why didn't we reject that one then? For the numbers as well. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Sources designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve McField. We have a caller, but before we go to the caller, because I would imagine that this caller may want to have some input in what is I'm going to say now as well. So, Doc, we know that when it comes to debates and also in, you mentioned to me off air, in the legal profession as well, when you're debating someone, they present a point of view. It may be factual, or not. And what part of your job is to rebut that? So, me and my quick research, and I love to research, went back and looked at the Electoral Boundary Commission report for 2010. Since one of the reasons given for rejection of the report was, lack of, and using my words now, lack of public consultation or sufficient public consultation or public participation, the first meeting held on Monday, the 26th of April, 2010, Georgetown at the Mayor Miller Hall was attended by 6 females and 18 males. That's a total of 14. Second meeting on Tuesday, the 27th of April, 2010 in West Bay at the John A. Cumber High School, attended by 8 females and 11 males. That's 17. Third meeting on Friday, the 30th of April, Little Cayman and Cayman Brac Beach Resort, attended by 2 females and 1 male, 3 persons. Fourth meeting on Friday, the 30th of April, 2010 in Cayman Brac at the Aston Ruddy Civic Center, attended by 2 females and 4 males. Fifth meeting, Monday, the 3rd of May, 2010 in Bordentown at the Bordentown Primary School, attended by 3 females and 7 males, 10 persons. Sixth meeting, Tuesday, the 4th of May, 2010 in Bordentown, Savannah, at the Savannah United Church Sanctuary, attended by 2 females and 6 males, total of 8. Seventh meeting was attended 9 females and 6 males. That was on the 5th of May at West Bay John Gray United Church. The 8th meeting, Thursday, the 6th of May, 2010, Georgetown at the South Sound Civic Center, attended by 6 females and 9 males. 9th meeting, Monday, the 10th of May, 2010, North Side, 3 females and 6 males. 10th meeting, Tuesday, the 11th of May in East End at East End Civic Center, attended by 4 females and 6 males, including the governor and his wife. That was in 2010. So if they wanted to reject that report in 2010 on the grounds of public consultation or lack thereof, or public participation or lack thereof, there was the opportunity. It was not done there, as well. And we always rely on data to prove our point. Let's grab the caller before we go to our 9 o'clock news. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, RC and Dr. Steve.
Good morning, Mr. Samamba.
I want to address first the issue that you've just finished addressing, but very, very quickly, let me just say that I know I get a lot of calls from Cayman. My WhatsApp number for my Cayman number is not working.
Okay.
My Canadian number is working. Yeah, it's not working. So in case I haven't responded to some people, I'll try to reinstall it or something. That's just my apology. About the Boundaries Commission, you see, in a sense, this dovetails with what I was going to what I have called about really, but I want to address this one first. You see, if a law is clear, you should follow it. Don't make excuses. If the Boundaries Commission did what it was supposed to do, what was it supposed to do? It was supposed to consult with people, it was supposed to have meetings and do all those things. And for me, the way I see it, it did everything that it was supposed to do, and then finally sent the report to the House. The House can't say now, well, but there wasn't sufficient consultation, because whose fault was that? Was that of the Commission? No, it was not of the Commission. The Commission made itself available. Look, I watched on YouTube some of the meetings where the Commission was there, and there was no participation. And on this program, you have covered how these meetings were set, and the commissioners were there, and people didn't come in sufficient numbers.
Yep.
So how can you say that, well, because of that we are not going to we won't comply with the law? No, this is lawlessness. In fact, this past week I was reading a Privy Council case where there was a Boundaries Commission issue which went to the Privy Council. It's not exactly the same as this, but I'll try to see if I can send it to you just in case you find some relevance to this. It went all the way to the Privy Council.
Great, thanks.
But talking about unlawfulness in general, I want to talk about this matter about Doctors Express. Now, I know that there's some legal advice which has been taken and so on. I don't want to talk about what is going on now, the new judicial review. I want to talk about what has already finished. You remember there was a judicial review which came, and it was concluded by Justice Robin Macmillan, and it was demonstrated there publicly, in the public gaze, in a court of law, that a number of named public officers acted improperly. They knew that this was a lawful business which had gotten its own trade and business licensing, import licensing, and everything, and they were getting into the trade of the medical cannabis. And knowing full well that this was a lawful business, they conspired, they raided it, damaged its business. The court found that there were emails which actually showed that they knew that what they were doing was wrong in interfering with this business. And they said, this is a good excuse for us to rein in. And yet, now we are told that there's been legal advice obtained from the DPP by some KC to say that they advise against the people being prosecuted. Let me tell you something also, and Dr. Steele. That KC who gave that legal opinion can go and fly a kite. Because I have lived through situations in Cayman where legal opinions are requested when actually it is known what they are going to say. You tell me, for example, why did they prosecute the people in the Cayman Islands Football Association? Blake, Webb, and Canova Watson. Why didn't they say in that particular case there was a problem? Was it because they are black or because they are Caymanian? Mr. Bush, for example, this week in court, or last week, whenever they start, he said, why is it that a certain lady who stole about $50,000 from a certain company, no names, they said, well, she won't be prosecuted and if her husband can pay back.
It was more than 50,000. It was in the hundreds of thousands.
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to become because I think it was quite a large amount of money. They said, no. There's no problem there. Then you go to the Bush cases. I don't want to go to the facts, and I don't know what happened. But clearly, particularly in the first case, there were some serious doubts. In fact, the people who were supposed to be witnesses did not appear to be keen to take the matter forward. But somebody was pushing it because they wanted Mr. Bush's hide. And then the second case, again, it seems to be a sad case, but again, there were a lot of doubts in it, even without saying it did or it didn't take place. From an evidentiary level, clearly there were problems there. Why was that prosecutable? Okay, that's why I agree with Mr. Bush. There must be an inquiry into how these decisions are made, not just on the DPP, but throughout with the Attorney General, Judicial and Legal Service Commission, and Judiciary. Let me tell you something about legal opinions. Do you know that when I brought a complaint against a judge, there was a legal opinion given that inquiry, on the basis of the strength of evidence I provided, there was a legal advice given by a KC. I was officially informed by the court's administrator that a legal opinion has been obtained, and the legal opinion is that inquiry, on account of the evidence you have given, it should be a public inquiry. Did they follow that legal advice? No, they did not follow that legal advice, so it suits them. Last point, on the same issue. I have a judicial review against the Chief Justice who I've sued because she has failed to discipline a judge. and I've also sued the Judicial and Legal Service Commission on another ground. We were in court on the 22nd of July for a directions hearing. It was held before Justice Cecil McCarthy. Cecil McCarthy is the one who has been appointed by the governor to deal with the matter because it involves judges, so we have to get a judge from another jurisdiction. Do you know what the law says about judicial review? It says about judicial review, it says that the Attorney General is not involved at the point when you apply for leave. The Court of Appeal has made decisions here. The Court of Appeal in Trinidad and Tobago said you cannot bring in the AG. First of all, let the ex parte proceeding go on. In my case, the Attorney General does not want to allow the ex parte proceeding to take place. He wants to come and participate.
But that's against the law.
It's against the law, and I've filed an objection. So the Attorney General is fighting that. But anyway, I see you're up to your hour.
Yes.
I've got a lot more to say, but in due course we'll talk about it.
Well, feel free to call back. We're going to be here until 10 o'clock. Folks, top of the hour headline news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after headline news.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm April Cummings. Are you a UK or British Overseas Territories passport holder with plans to visit Honduras? Starting tomorrow, you will need a visa. This follows the UK government announcement back in mid-July that said all Hondurans would need a visa before traveling to the UK, citing, quote, sustained and significant increases in the number of UK asylum applications from Honduran nationals at the UK border. They said the provision had been abused to visit the UK since 2017. In return, Honduras has issued requirements for visas to travel there. In international headlines, Tropical Storm Ernesto dropped torrential rain on Puerto Rico today, leaving hundreds of thousands of people without power in the U.S. territory as it threatened to strengthen into a major hurricane on the way to Bermuda later today. Year-over-year inflation in the U.S. reached its lowest level in more than 3 years in July. That is the latest sign that the worst price spike in 4 decades is fading, and it sets up the U.S. Federal Reserve for an interest rate cut in September. Today's report from the U.S. Labor Department showed that consumer prices rose just 0.2% from June to July, after dropping slightly the previous month for the first time in 4 years. Measured from a year earlier, prices rose 2.9%, down from 3% in June. It is the mildest year-over-year inflation figure since March 2021. The U.S. government said nearly all the increase last month reflected higher rental prices and housing costs, a trend that, according to real-time data, is easing. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
The Health Services Authority has over 120 world-class physicians offering the most comprehensive range of specialist services on island. Our dedicated team of professionals provide the highest quality care in orthopedics, interventional radiology, women's health, geriatrics, and a host of other specialist areas. We are a JCI accredited organization with a proven record of excellence. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you. For more information, visit hsa.ky.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me this morning, Dr. Steve McField. We do have a caller. Let's grab the caller then. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How's Doc doing?
Good morning, Mr. Morgan. How are you, sir?
Your favorite person is this morning.
Yes, I know. He sound refreshed as well. Yeah. Do you have a specific topic you're talking on this morning?
No, we don't. No.
Good. Gentlemen, we're talking about this thing that they're trying to circulate about Plan Cayman. Listen carefully. When we're talking about Plan Cayman, the first thing on the agenda should have been very much in action by now. That is a clean environment. Are we going to do both planning Cayman and we smearing and going when our environment is such a mess? Specifically, your sanitation. I want to come to one point and say I am in so much sympathy for the guys that go around on these garbage trucks collecting this garbage when people have no reservation about collecting or securing their garbage. They just throw it in a place. It should have been like yesterday. Your garbage must be secured in a proper container with a cover, or if it's in a bag, we're not picking it up. And if it's in your property, you're going to be prosecuted. That's all you need to do. How can you have these guys going on these garbage trucks? In some places, they say that rats sometimes jump up in their chest and all that kind of thing. Give me a break. I feel so much sympathy for these poor guys, man. It's not funny. And here we are talking about Plan Cayman. That should have been like yesterday. Say what you like about England, but where I go, I don't know too much about London because I haven't spent too much time. Residential area, you have different containers for your aluminum, your plastic, your raw food, and so on. That's how it should be here, and it should have been long time ago. What's wrong with these people that they're dragging their backside and things is happening? The environment really stinking, it's really bad. You go down to some of these places and you see all kind of scattered garbage all over the place. Why can they not do something about it? Before I forget it, Dr. Steve, what I want to say again, I thought that Duck Pond was government property. Now, I see advertised about Duck Pond being for sale for $20 million. Who turned this over?
But I think Duckton had always been in private hands. I remember when I was young, I would come down to West Bay with my grandfather, and I can't remember who was captain it was, but we would go to his house like on a Sunday, and they would be there looking at all this paper. And then I now know that they were looking at the models and the drawings of the schooners. And I would have my grandmother say that my grandfather would be in Duck Pond for a couple of weeks. They were in that's the place where they careen the schooners and clean them and repaint them and plank them, replank them and so forth. But I think that has always been in private hands. I think that has been belonged to the Bordens, to some of the Bordens families up in the Edens in Duck Pond. But the government never bought that. The government never buys anything that's going to be useful for the Caymanian people. The government doesn't really care about Caymanian people, and you know this magical thinking that they're on now. They're thinking about 250,000 people here. So if you're talking about garbage now with 80,000, 90,000 people, what's going to happen when you get 250,000 people here? Well, you see, the island is run by developers and developers and the financial class, and they're only interested in investing their money and making high profits, and that's the reason why we have the low salary, the low wage. The low wage brings them higher profits, and Caymanians will never get a decent living wage. They'll never get a decent living wage because the country is not controlled by Caymanians anymore. The country is controlled by people who are finding a way to make more money for themselves, and they couldn't care less about garbage. They couldn't care less about that. All they care is how much money they are making, and whether they're living in Monaco, or whether they're living in Tahoe, or whether they're living in all these places where you don't have to smell the garbage, and where they don't have to monk, as my grandmother said, with the local people.
Yeah, but I want to add on what you say now. The voting public, we are the people, should be able to have a say. When I have a say, we should be considering who we have elected, what they have done, what kind of track record they have. I mean, this is where we begin at. They said, well, but we don't control. I understand your point, but my point is this. We have to change the captains of the ship, because we are not going any place. And we are still fighting to see what's going to happen about district council. That is a must. We have people that are not listening to us. They're not listening to anything from the public. They're so tight-lipped, like they jaw-locked, until the Caymanian people and those who live amongst us that are local, ordinary people, until we get together and decide that something has to be done. But again, coming back about these guys that's coming in, the developers, my opinion, which I'm entitled to, I would term them as cartels coming in this place with so much money, more than they have use for, and they literally destroying the islands. I mean, you're talking about putting down docks and all that. Now, come on, give me a break. I will say this again. Have I repeated? And it will be again. We are taking tourism and destroying tourism. In another 5-7 short years, it's going to be a very undesirable place to live, because, or even visit. People are not coming here to be congested in looking over the shoulder. We have it, but we're going to lose it. And those that are in charge, they're doing little or nothing about it, gentlemen.
Well, sir, you talk about we the people and we have to do, but look at the reality. Just stand back sometime and look at the reality. If your country is underproducing 25% of the people who can just pass through the educational system, 75% failure. What do you think is going to happen if that happens every year for a couple of decades? What's going to happen when you have uncontrolled immigration, where you bring in people who are poor, $6 an hour, and they have no particular skill, and then you're allowing them to stay too, and they have clogged up the economics system. You remember one time that we had economic security, we had economic independence. Our people had savings. They were economically independent. Many people have no savings now. They're not economically independent, and so when you're not economically independent, and you have to have hand out to the people who you elected, and then you elect them, and they're in a position where they can control you, what you eat, where you sleep, and where you go. What do you expect? You expect a society in which you're going to have more prisons, more police, more courts, more this and more that. That's the kind of society that we are building in the future.
Yeah, I see right now that we're catering to the rich and famous. And like you said, I will say on to that. The talk of the towners Caymanians don't want to work. I will agree we have a certain amount of Caymanians that don't want to work. However, Caymanians, like you said, cannot work for $4 and $5 an hour. The rich and famous is doing this thing specifically to save money. But the type of people who are coming in here who are eating rice and beans and sardines and little paper cup, what are we thinking about? This thing has to or should be changed. Caymanians need, if you're even a laborer or you're a clerk or whatever, you need a livable wage. And they're bringing in these people from all walks of life because they have never dreamed or thought they would see a place or reach a place like the Cayman Islands. So I'm going to go now, but what I want to say is we are in some deep trouble here, and somebody needs to take a stand. Not listening to politicians with this sweet talk and all this icing on the cake. We need to be more serious about correcting some of the mistakes that are then made.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Thank
caller.
you. Yes.
Right along those lines, and I don't know if Billy is still listening. And Doc, I sent this to you. I tried to send it to you, but sometimes on the Guardian website, at least on my laptop, I have difficulty with it. But there's an article in yesterday's Guardian newspaper, and it is about Canada, and it says UN envoy calls Canada's use of migrant workers a breeding ground for slavery. And I'll just share this first part. It says Canada's reliance on temporary foreign workers is, and I quote, breeding ground for contemporary forms of slavery. A UN special rapporteur has warned amid growing calls to overhaul the controversial program. We here in the Cayman Islands have to be extremely careful that we are not put in that same category. I believe that we're almost eligible for it now in terms of the wages that we offer, and it will be a stain on the Cayman Islands. Also, Doc, in response to your comments about government not buying land that's valuable. One listener has written and said, the lands minister has bought more land for the people of these islands than anyone else. So that person has opined in relation to that. We do have a caller on hold. We have to go to the commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
You can now renew your driver's license or motor vehicle license online, and you don't need an ESID number. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Visit www.dvdl.gov.ky.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have 3 callers on hold. We want to ask each caller to please be as brief as possible because I have a train to catch this morning. I'm going to take a break for a few days and I'm going to catch the train to somewhere.
Yes.
First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Ossie.
Hey, good morning.
And I want to make the doc know how long I was holding being his agent.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I heard my friend here from West Bay a while ago making reference to the people that come in here as developers. They're not. Don't get it twisted. They're not developers. They are investors. They are investors who come to make money. They're not developers because the Constitution say the development, anything like development should be in the best interest of the Cayman people, Cayman and the Cayman people. So they're primarily just investors who come to make a profit. And they heard, like Dr. McField say, about the people down here being fool. So they all jump off the plane as suitcase investors. That's what they are. No, don't get it twisted. And concerning the doc, going back to the doc, I got up in the meeting and expressed my opinion about the dock being on the inside of the North Sound. I think the site was number 5, and I was quickly shot down. But I did inform them, like the doc was mentioning, about our people. Our people suggested that it should go there. I talked about Mr. Bobby Soto, Mr. Jackson, Captain Charles, and the likes. They mapped the North Sound floor for years and studied the currents and the likes. And now I'm hearing that Duck Pond is privately owned. What makes them think then that eventually the private owners would not develop that area? What would stop them from developing that area if it's privately owned? I think the government should jump on that and buy that. And so we can, if we do have to move the dock or build a dock, we will have that option. Because like Dr. McField say, building the dock on the east side and then taking the one road we have, we're struggling now with one road, and they say it depends on if the east-west go through, the dock can be put in that area, but then we'll be back to one road again. So I thought the option of having the road we have now and the east-west would be a really good option for us in case something happened. So now they want to cut off one road, pending that we're gonna get another road, and then we got flood the inside of the island with salt water, So and the area that the 8 and 7 area is just adjacent to the low income homes. So I guess out of respect they got for that, they're low income, I guess. So that don't really matter.
Well, if you're digging 40 feet to 50, 60 feet down in the ground in an island that's already under below sea level, you know what would happen if you have a hurricane coming in from that side of the island, which that's where they come from. You know what would happen to the country? The waves would sweep from one side of the island to the next.
And Doc, they're the people that we pay handsomely to come here to tell a bunch of us, because they, well, like you say, we fool.
Yes, so and we have lots of money, money to spend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. I know you're short on time, so I'll go.
Thank you very much, Lord Graham. Thank you very much. Just want to say one thing. Lord Graham spoke about the fact that they're not developers, they're investors, and there are various forms of development that take place as well.
That's right.
They're into infrastructural development. Mm-hmm. But what about the development of the capacities of the people of the Cayman Islands, developing, our communities or children,
That's what I was just saying.
The mental, and the moral parts of things rather than just looking at the dollars and cents.
Yes.
So we can open up to other forms of development in the Cayman Islands as well. Let's grab another caller. Again, callers, please be as brief as possible. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Hey, morning. How are you?
Yeah, morning, Mr. Wisdom, Knowledge, and Understanding, Dr. McField.
Good morning, sir.
Good. Now, O.C., we the people, we talking about the councils. Nobody that elected wants you to tell them what to do.
Mm-hmm.
None of them. Because remember now, being a district council, you are between them and the voters.
Yes.
You check the position?
Mm-hmm, sure.
Now, when you get in between you and Galbraith, you're in the middle, And that's where most of the cheese and the ham or the pork, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
They don't want you there. And we, the people of the Cayman Islands, we are very illiterate when it comes to voting. We know who we are voting for. We don't know what we are voting for.
Mm-hmm.
We vote because we like this person, or we vote because we don't like that person. Right? So, you're not going to get no better results than that. Now, I had the privilege of campaigning against the closed port, because I was Mr. Norman Borden, right-hand man in Georgetown, and Mr. Jim Borden, he was the man that said we don't need no cattle boats coming here. There's closed ships. We want sustainable tourists, condominiums and hotels. Everybody gets a job, right? Now, the minister, he is barking, because he know what the wish of the people. He is on this trail, or this cruise pier. Gentlemen, we got 3 hotels coming online. All of the people that missing out on the cruise, obviously, them buildings have people in it. So, you pick up the slack from there, the taxi drivers, tour operators, fishermen, chartered in the north side. It's not that they're going to starve to death. It's thing going on there. But for some unknown reason, which I know it, we do not want these close people. I don't know where they go over the politician that we elect. But tell me something. The close people are coming off of the ships. They want the people to stay there. They just want to come and use your little amenities and your sting wrist with it and be out of here. We don't need that. And see, in Dr. Steve, listen to me about the Dean West part. We have a set of politicians. They couldn't do the referendum for the gambling and the ganja, and they wouldn't do it for the port. But now these come now and right away, you won't do it for the port. People, and they don't vote for these people no more. And Dr. Steve, this is the Dean West part about democracy. We have elected, most of the people that are elected there right now, if their brains was gasoline, and you put it in a one-cylinder go-kart, it wouldn't have enough gas to make a circle around a chariot. Yeah? And remember, that's the leader, so you know that voting for them, Lord help us all.
Caller, thank you very much. We're going to go to a commercial break. We still have a few callers on hold. As soon as we return, we will accommodate those callers as well. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our Custom Closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Dr. Steve McField in the studio with me. Callers on hold. But before we go to the call, I just want to share this in the event that I may not have time before we go off air. So, Cayman Airways has put out a press release. You may have heard it on Radio Cayman's news as well, but I want to repeat it here, that they have been informed by the government of Honduras that with effect from August the 15th, that is tomorrow, 2024, the following nationals will require a visa to enter into Honduras. Nationals of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, holders of British passports from the special administrative regions of the People's Republic of China, that is Hong Kong, and the passports that state British nationality holders, and this is one that is applicable to us, including the first one as well, holders of British passports originally from other British territories, including the Cayman Islands. So passengers traveling with Cayman Airways are advised to ensure that they have all necessary travel documents, including visas, prior to arriving at the airport to check in. And of course, Honduras does not have a consul here in the Cayman Islands, so the nearest consulates are in Panama City, Panama, Havana, Cuba, Miami, Florida, Santo Domingo, and the Dominican Republic as well. So I'm not sure who the losers are going to be in this visa battle. Obviously, it probably will affect Cayman Airways as well. But if we get a chance, we want to talk about that as well, Doctor. Meanwhile, let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Caller isn't there, so this is a good opportunity for us to speak to that. It is obviously a retaliatory move that Honduras has made, and I think it has to do with the United Kingdom and imposing visa restrictions on Hondurans, or visa requirements on Honduras. But you shouldn't cut off your nose to spite your face either.
Well, the same thing happened between Jamaica and Cayman.
Yes.
this situation this situation is not going to stop. All the countries now are retaliating against each other. There's another country that I understand is imposing visa restrictions on people coming there who had been going there for such a long time too. I can't remember which one it is now, whether it's Nicaragua or which one it is that's imposing visa restrictions too on people traveling there. We don't have too many restrictions on people coming. I think we have restrictions against Honduranians.
Yes. They're required to obtain
and
visas.
Jamaicans, we have restrictions, but we don't have restrictions against people from Barbados and from Trinidad and St. Lucia and all of those places.
Right.
And we have restrictions against people from Cuba coming here. So it's becoming a bad situation all along. The world is becoming less peaceful, and like you say, Cayman Airways now are not going to be getting as many people going to Honduras as they used to, because I think the flights were full nearly every week, and people were complaining that they need to put on more flights to go there. I don't know what's going to happen now, and that starts today.
Tomorrow. 15.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me share another sentiment expressed by one of our listeners. This person says, one of the things that must be seriously affecting the financial security of the middle class here is the state of the insurance industry. Person says, I speak for those who can no longer insure their properties for this reason. When regular deductions and underinsurance deductions are applied, the insured gets little or nothing on any claim. It seems that Cineco has not addressed this situation either. As for insuring to the replacement value of the property, the premiums cannot be afforded. You would have to sell the property to afford the premium. But I see where Cineco, and I have to look for that, where Cineco will now be handling, offering other types of insurance as well, and they're using a parametric system similar to what CCRIF, the Caribbean Catastrophic Insurance Risk Fund, is using as well. I'll try to find that. But you as a homeowner and a business owner must have similar experiences as far as insuring the insurance of property. And any comments?
Yeah, it's outrageous when you have to pay $9,000 and $12,000 a year to insure your properties, and the problem that with Cineco is that I was reading. Well, I don't know much about what their plans. I haven't read them thoroughly. I haven't gotten hold of them, but I only read what was advertised in the newspaper. It only applies to hurricane after Category 3. It has to be a Category 3 hurricane. What about a Category 1 and Category 2? It doesn't pay you any money if it's only a Category 1 or Category 2. And I don't understand why you can't insure for your actual damage. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. I understand.
So you take out so much insurance. So you take out $5,000 worth of insurance damage on your house, or $10,000 worth of, and you pay for that. You know, the same thing as you pay for your contents. You know, your contents insurance, you pay the value of your contents of what your insurers are.
Yeah.
But why should you have to pay for your whole house when your whole house doesn't get destroyed? Why you have to pay insurance on your whole house when your whole house hasn't got destroyed? I don't understand the concept at all. I don't know too much about insurance, so I am not a advocate on insurance. I don't know too much about insurance. But what I would like to say is these are some of the things that I criticize the government for. The government should some of these things that are out of the reach of the ordinary Caymanian people, the government should think about PPP, public-private participation. And I don't understand why the Caymanian people, a conglomerate of Caymanians, don't get together and start their own insurance company. Why they have to wait for all of these insurance companies to come in to insure their property. And it seems to me that you're going to have corporates now. People are going to have to get together and have corporates are going to have to start buying things in bulk and sharing with each other, because it's going to be outrageous. They won't be able to live and to eat properly. And then once you're not eating and living properly, then there's another problem that you have. And that's with the hospitals and the clinics and the doctors that you have to pay for. And then you have no money to do that. Yep. And then you don't have a long life. And then you have a life that is miserable, and then you have to suffer, and then that brings me to the point where you have offsprings that probably have all kinds of problems when they're born, and all kinds of health problems. So it seems to me that what we have to do, since no one is helping us, that we have to start doing public-private participation. I don't understand, for instance, why we have all of these, since the writer says to you that we have properties that the government bought and stuff. Why is it then the government doesn't use some of those properties that they bought and start things like investing with their own people in hotels and things like that? It seems to me that if they have an airlines, and the airlines is bringing people every day, they should put up a hotel, 200 rooms, and then the Caymanians, they can hire their own Caymanians to be employed there, and then Cayman Airways could be giving charters, be given charters to those filling those rooms and everything. I don't I understand that. Why is that not happening at all?
Okay, we're going to try to grab one more caller before we go to our commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. O'Connor.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Okay, and good morning to Dr. Steve.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, concerning what I read in the newspaper weekly from the 9th to the 15th of August, 2024. Civil servants among 19 summoned in corruption probe. Their alleged offenses include defrauding the government, misconduct in public office, and bribery. The following people have been summoned for charges of bribery of a public officer. And there are many people on this list. Exactly what are these charges, Dr. Steve?
I don't know. I haven't read them.
I think the Anti-Corruption Commission was. They didn't give out a whole lot of details in relation to it. I think they will probably come out more when the person appears in court and the charges are brought forward then. And it seems as if they're not necessarily all coming at the same time,
yes.
Before the courts.
Because there's some people I see here on this list that are some well-respected people in this country.
Sorry?
A lot of them are, a lot of these people, some of these people that I see on this list are some well-respected people in this country. And a lot of these people are also people that work for the government. So, Dr. Steve, you know nothing about it then?
I understood it in the newspaper, but I don't know what they did. I don't know why they were being charged. I don't know the allegations against them. It's like Mr. For the Record says that we'll only know when they are brought before the courts and the charges are read. And then I guess the newspaper will carry the charges and the prosecution will probably outline why they were arrested. That would be, but right now they haven't said what the conspiracy is about and why they have been charged. That we don't know. and I think they're playing it very
close
to their chest, because like it's like you said, some of them are very important people in our community. Some of them are very, very respected people in our community. So I guess that's the reason why they're doing that. But we don't know exactly why they have been charged. We don't know how long the investigation has been going on. We don't know we only know who has been in charge of the investigation. That's what the newspaper have said, but they haven't said any more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it also says that they have been summoned to appear in court to answer for a range of offenses.
Yes.
From bribery to data protection breaches, following an anti-corruption commission probe.
Mm-hmm. But they haven't gone into the details. They're just giving you an overview of
who they bribe, or whether they were bribed, or who did they bribe.
Those details.
Those details we don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, caller, for that. And very quickly, Anti-Corruption Commission just issued yesterday another press release saying that following a complex and protracted investigation, investigators from the Anti-Corruption Commission have on the 13th of August charged the following persons: Douglas Anthony Smith, age 48, of North Sound Estates, Grand Cayman, and Sean Mitchell Abshire Scott, age 24, of Georgetown, Grand Cayman, are charged with following offenses: conspiracy to commit fraud on the government, obtaining property by deception, being concerned in a money laundering arrangement. Both parties will appear in court on 10 a.m. on Tuesday, the 27th of August. No further information is being released at this time. So that's basically it. So we're going to take our last commercial break. Miss Susan, if there's no one on hold, we're going to close the phone lines off. One person on hold? Okay, we're going to close the phone lines off after that person. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
For the past 10 years, Health City Cayman Islands has been providing a comprehensive range of in-house medical services, from routine care to highly complex surgeries. We've transformed healthcare in the region, saving thousands of lives in the process. Recognized for quality and excellence, Health City brings together expert doctors, the best technology, and the latest techniques to provide world-class healthcare to those who need it. Health City Cayman Islands, a decade of healing.
The Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office remind all students traveling to and from school overseas to ensure their passports are valid for both travel and entry into their destination country. Passports should be renewed at least 10 weeks before departure, and any necessary student visas must be obtained. For passport services, contact the Passport and Corporate Services Office at 649-7678. For Ministry of Education scholarship inquiries, contact scholarships@gov.ky. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning with Dr. Steve McField. Doc, after we take this caller, two things, and you can choose which one we want to discuss, because I don't believe that we're going to have enough time to discuss both of them. Number one, the I shouldn't say disturbance, the riots, and I would call them racial riots or activities that are taking place in the United Kingdom directed at what are deemed to be immigrants, but really are going at minorities and people of color.
Yes.
We can talk about that and the safety issues there, and or the other one we see in the United States now, where the political discourse, as far as campaigning is concerned, the Democrats now talking about the middle class, the common man, and the government working for them. Here in the Cayman Islands, we can have that, and some people are having that same discussion in terms of where should the focus be. Should it be on the developers, or should it be on those struggling Caymanians, and to ensure that they reach a level where they can live comfortably in the Cayman Islands as well. Let's grab the caller, and then we can touch base on both of those. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Mosi. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Dr. Mark, how are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm okay. How are you?
Glad to hear you back. You took a long time off. I thought you wasn't coming back.
No.
Can't do that.
No.
See about the visa for Honduras. I'm laughing because I heard about it sometime. All of those people now, passengers that supposed to travel on Friday, because Cayman Airways only has a Friday flight to Honduras. What they gonna do now about the visas? I think that Cayman Airways should be able to issue the visas right there when you buy your ticket, or add the cost into it, because a lot of people going, like you said earlier, they're going to ask Dr. Murphy, you said Honduras going to lose business from Cayman Airways, and that is a big, big revenue for them down there, I'm telling you. So I don't know how the visa system going to go.
Well, right now, because they have provided information about where their consulates are located, it is quite obvious that they have no intentions, at least at this point in time, in terms of issuing them here.
Yes.
Well, apart with that, what going to happen to all those passengers now that's supposed to be traveling for Friday? Because people done got their tickets in advance.
Well, I don't think that they should not expect any carve-out from them. If you don't have the visa, don't go to the airport, because Cayman Airways can't board you.
So when Cayman Airways will reimburse them back their ticket?
We don't know. I don't know the terms of the tickets.
Yep.
That's something to investigate, find out about.
Yeah. Of course, it's no fault of Cayman Airways.
Yes.
Yep.
But with knowing Cayman Airways and wanting to do the right thing, I think that they will not, like some other U.S. airlines try to do, they will not victimize the ticket holder in this particular instance.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Doc. We got about 6 minutes left. UK and our political discourse here in the Cayman Islands, and the next election due in 2025. What is the focus going to be on? I also wanted to talk about the lack of political parties, and we see the progressives, making their moves, and we keep hearing these rumors about other political parties coming up in the Cayman Islands. And what I've said to them, you can't just show up at the last second and say, I want to represent you, and these are the people that are going to represent you, and they're just showing their faces on the scene.
Yes, because we want to know what's your background. We want to know what's your political experience. We want to know what is your academic experience. We want to know what kind of experience you have to represent people.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same old story. It's the same old narrative. It's only very selfish. They do not even have the audacity. They do not even respect the people to come out and say, "Here is what I can do. Here is my platform. Here is my manifesto. Here is what makes me accountable to you." They're just going to wait to the last minute, and they are going to come out, and then they're going to start giving probably some what you call them, some tokens to people to vote for them, and then they are going, and then the people like those people, like I say, who don't have the full acumen, their full faculties. It's going to go out and put the X for them, and going to vote for them, and they're going to be the same thing over and over and over and over and over until something happens, like what happens into the UK, when it reach a climax, and then people discover that they have been voting and they have been depending on people to manage their business, and the people not managing their business, they're managing their own selfish business, and then what happens in the UK is happening now in most other countries. So I am not optimistic about new political parties coming. It's just like what the government is doing now. The government is now having a referendum before the end of the year, when they could have a referendum in March and April during the election. What's the hurry? What's the rush to pay for this extra money? $1.2 million. I understand they have given the elections office to conduct this referendum.
And we have had a referendum and a general election at the same time. Yes, we have done that before.
At the same time, done that before. It's like there's no. It's like what is it thinking? Where are the prudence, and where and is it going to help the people? It's not going to help the people. And these political parties that are hiding behind the doors and are waiting for the last minute to come out and say, "Oh, I want to be minister of this, I want to be minister of that," and we are going to go out there and we are going to say, "Okay, yeah, we'll see if you're better than the other ones," and they're no better. They're not going to be any better.
If they're secretive now, can you imagine what they're going to be when they get in office?
When they get elected. Yes, when they get elected.
Oh, gosh. Doc, want to give you an opportunity for some closing comments. And, of course, I believe Sterling Drain will be hosting, for me, and I'll make him aware of your availability with your permission, if, in my absence as well.
Yeah, like I say, some of them who are running for office and who wants to run for office are not the brightest light in the Caymanian chandelier. They're not the brightest bulb in the Caymanian chandelier. And some of them haven't done anything. Some of them have done something. But what some of them have done can be counted on one hand, and that is provided that hand has no fingers.
I like that analogy. I like that one. Yes. Okay, it's going to be extremely interesting. We saw the prediction in the U.S. where what was her name? Nikki Haley.
Yes.
Said that the first party to get rid of their old leader is the one party that's going to win the election.
Yes.
Now, the elections haven't been held yet.
Yes.
But we see how the numbers have shifted.
Yes.
Completely shifted since one party, the Democrats, changed their elderly leader, as well.
Yes.
My prediction as far as the Cayman Islands are concerned, the voters of the Cayman Islands have learned their lesson when it comes to wanting a government comprised of independent parliamentarians. The party with the organization, the party with a single manifesto, the party that has discipline will be the party that will either win the election or will participate in the governing of the country under a coalition government.
Yes,
because that is the only way that government will work. This whole principle of collective responsibility, it only goes so far. After that, you have to have the discipline within an organization. And that organization, when it comes to politics, the only organization is a political party.
That's right. And you're completely right. And there's no getting away from the fact, the historical fact, that the Westminster system of government is based on political parties. That is that how it was founded, that how it thrived, that how it survived all of these thousands or hundreds of years. It is an administrative system that is based on collective responsibility. And you can only be collectively responsible when you belong to an organization, and that organization is a political party. You cannot be responsible when you are an individual and you go to cabinet with your own individual things to do, with your own stuff to do, and then when you don't get your way, you walk and then you don't support the other people. That is not how the system works.
Yep.
That's not how the system works. And then not only that, but you also has to have an ability and an intellectual ability to understand how the political system works, how the three branches of democracy work: the judicial branch, the administrative branch, and the political branch, how they work. And you have to understand how they work and how they compete. They don't compete with each other, but they complement and support each other.
Yes.
And so forth. And you have to have people who knows what the first principle of politics is the art of compromise. That is the first principle. And then finally, when you get elected, look at the oath of office. You take a pledge to support your people and to abide by the Constitution and to abide by the wishes of the people who elected you.
Okay. And those of you who have an interest, I see here where one of our listeners has shared with us, www.caymanilectionwatch.com. That's their website, and it has candidate quality evaluation tool. There's a toolkit that is there for you to evaluate your candidate quality, as well. So go onto their website, www.caymanilectionwatch.com as well. And I think their email, caymanilectionwatch@gmail.com. Folks, I want to thank all of you who participated this morning. In particular, I want to thank Steve McField for being in the studio again. Of course, when he's in the studio, the place just lights up. We don't need any electricity in the studio when he's here with us. It just lights up. The phones lines just light up as well. So I want to thank him. I want to remind you, we are our brothers and our sisters keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are. Ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today. I'm going to take a few days off, and I urge you to support whomever is in this seat. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, give him all of your support. Continue to dialogue with him as well. And as usual, we ask the good Lord, please bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury.
And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient.
Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, no Cayman, Cayman right.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman